Growing donations in 2026 is going to look different than it did even a year or 2 years ago. Fundraising trends have shifted quickly. Donor expectations have risen. Technology has evolved faster than most nonprofits can keep up with, and the competition for attention is more intense than ever. But here's the encouraging part. While the landscape is constantly changing, donor motivation remains deeply human. And when we understand how people think, feel, and choose to give in this new environment, we can grow revenue more effectively and consistently. In today's video, I'm walking you through 4 core strategies that I believe will define successful fundraising in 2026. These strategies are emerging right now across organizations that are thriving instead of struggling, adapting instead of holding on to what worked years ago, and embracing a donor-first mindset instead of an organization-first one. So let's dive into the 4 strategies that will drive increased giving and help your nonprofit grow donations in 2026. Strategy 1, deepen donor connection through personalized engagement. If there's one thing that's clearer than ever in 2026, it's this: generic communication is dead. Donors are no longer satisfied with broad messaging, mass appeals, or one-size-fits-all appeals. They expect, almost demand, personalized engagement that reflects who they are, how they give, and what matters most to them. And honestly, we can't blame them. Every other area of their lives is personalized. Their shopping apps know what they buy. Their social media feeds know what they like. Their streaming services know what they watch. Donors are used to experiences tailored to their preferences, and nonprofits have to step into that world. Personalization isn't about using someone's name in the subject line. It's about creating a communication experience that feels uniquely connected to who they are as a donor. That means acknowledging what we've supported in the past, referencing how long they've been part of your community, showing them the impact of their giving, not the impact of all giving as a whole. Think of it this way: donors want to feel seen. The organizations growing donations in 2026 are segmenting more intellectually. They're grouping donors not just by giving level, but by giving behavior, giving motivation, preferred communication style, lifetime value, and even emotional drivers. They're sending tailored updates, mission stories, and appeals that reflect each donor's relationship with the organization. Another important part of personalization is outreach consistency. Donors want to hear from you more than once or twice a year. They want updates, behind-the-scenes insights, easy ways to feel included, and meaningful ways to stay connected. And they don't want all these touch points to be asks. Stewardship, done well and frequently, is one of the most powerful donation multipliers in 2026. But personalization also means listening. It means making space for donors to tell you how they prefer to give, how often they want to hear from you, and what issues matter most to them. When a donor feels like your communication is crafted for them, not pushed on them, they stay involved, they stay inspired, and they stay generous. Personalization is no longer optional. In 2026, it's a primary driver of revenue growth. Strategy 2, use multi-channel fundraising to reach donors where they are. If personalization is the emotional driver, multi-channel fundraising is the strategic driver. The biggest mistakes nonprofits make today is relying too heavily on 1 or 2 communication channels. Maybe they lean heavily on email, or they depend too much on direct mail, or they assume social media alone will carry their fundraising. In 2026, this single-channel mindset is no longer enough. Donors are scattered across more platforms, devices, and communication environments than ever before. They receive information differently depending on the day, time, and device. Some donors prefer email. Some prefer physical mail. Some respond best to text. Others engage mostly on social platforms. And for major donors, well, it's still personal outreach in-person meetings, phone calls, and relationship building. This is why multi-channel fundraising is essential for donation growth. A donor might first encounter your story on Instagram, read more about it in an email, receive a mailed appeal a month later, and ultimately give through your website after clicking a text reminder. That's how donors behave today, and organizations must adapt. But multi-channel doesn't just mean be everywhere. It means creating cohesive, consistent messaging across multiple channels. Your story, your appeal, your urgency, your campaign theme, it all needs to feel connected no matter where donors encounter it. Another huge part of multi-channel fundraising in 2026 is the rise of digital giving tools. Text to give, QR codes, mobile optimized donation pages, digital wallets, and automated monthly giving systems are no longer nice to have, they are expected. Think about how donors behave in 2026. They're on their phones more than ever. They expect instant giving experiences. They won't complete a donation if the process is clunky. They want options: PayPal, Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, credit card, EFT. They want confirmation immediately and follow up shortly thereafter. When you embrace multi-channel fundraising, you're not just increasing visibility, you're increasing accessibility. You're meeting donors where they naturally are, and when it's easy to give, donors give more often and in larger amounts. Multi-channel fundraising is no longer a trend. It's the infrastructure behind modern nonprofit revenue growth. Strategy number 3, build trust through radical transparency and real-time impact. Trust is the currency of philanthropy. Without it, no amount of strategy, storytelling, or marketing can overcome donor hesitation. In 2026, donor expectations around transparency have reached a new level. People want to know exactly what their gift is doing. They want updates quickly. They want clarity, not just in numbers, but in outcomes. They want proof that the organization they're supporting is responsible, effective, and mission-driven. This is why radical transparency is becoming a hallmark of high-performing nonprofits. Radical transparency doesn't mean over-explaining or drowning donors in data. It means communicating openly, honestly, and proactively. When things go well, share it. When things don't go as planned, tell the truth. When you reach a milestone, celebrate with your donors. When you fall short, acknowledge it and show what you're doing to fix it. This kind of communication builds immense credibility. It shows donors you are trustworthy, emotionally mature as an organization, and confident enough to be honest. Donors today appreciate transparency more than perfection. Part of this shift is the demand for real-time impact reporting. In previous decades, you could get by with an annual report and a few newsletters. That era is gone. Donors want updates as they happen. They want videos, photos, testimonials, quick stories, progress snapshots, and bite-sized insights into how their gift is changing things right now. A short phone video from your program director carries more weight than a glossy brochure. A simple text message with a one-sentence update can mean more than a full email. A 20-second gratitude video from a staff member can generate more goodwill than a 6-page annual report. Donors want to see your work in action, not only read about it after the fact. And let's talk about language. Donors in 2026 respond better to communication that positions them as partners, not payers. So instead of saying, our organization accomplished X, it's more effective to say, because of you, X happened. This subtle language shift reinforces donor agency and elevates their emotional investment. The more transparent you are, the more donors trust you. The more trust you build, the more they give. And trust, real trust, is one of the most powerful revenue accelerators available to nonprofits in 2026. Strategy 4, strengthen human relationships in a technology-driven world. Technology is expanding rapidly in fundraising. AI, automation, data tools, donor analytics, and personalized messaging system are reshaping how nonprofits operate. But here's the paradox. The more technology expands, the more donors crave human connection. 2026 will be the year organizations realize that technology is a tool, not a replacement for relationships. It can amplify your efforts, but it cannot replace your presence. Growing donations in 2026 requires mastering the balance between high tech and high touch. Donors don't just want efficient communication, they want meaningful communication. They want to feel valued. They want to know someone cares about their involvement. They want to feel like real partners, not transactions. For mid-level and major donors especially, human contact is the difference between a good year and an extraordinary year. Technology can help you identify who to contact, but it cannot make the call, have the conversation, hear the emotion in someone's voice, and build the trust that leads to transformational giving. In 2026, successful organizations are doubling down on relationship building. That means more phone calls, more coffee meetings, more personal check-ins, more appreciation without expectation, more listening, more celebrating donor milestones like giving anniversaries, birthdays, or impact achievements. Another important part of relationship building is creating donor belonging. Donors want to be part of something bigger than themselves. They want to connect with staff, volunteers, and other supporters. They want to share in stories of impact. They want access to insider insights. Consider hosting small donor gatherings, a coffee, a home meeting, a virtual town hall. These small touches are incredibly powerful. You don't need fancy venues or formal presentations. You just need sincerity and connection. And let's not forget monthly donors. These are some of the most loyal supporters an organization can have, and they thrive on consistent engagement. When they feel appreciated, they stay for years, often decades. Treat them like insiders. Give them extra access, and you'll see your retention soar. Technology helps you scale. Human relationships help you grow. And the organizations that combine both will be the ones that dominate donation growth in 2026. Fundraising success in 2026 isn't about discovering a brand new tactic or chasing the latest trend. It's about mastering the fundamentals in a modern context. Donors are still donors. Humans who want to feel something, belong to something, trust something, and connect with something bigger than themselves. Let's recap the 4 strategies shaping donation growth in 2026. Number 1, deepen donor relationships through personalized engagement. Donors want to feel seen, and when they do, they give more. 2, use multi-channel fundraising to reach donors where they are. Visibility and access drive giving. 3, build trust through radical transparency and real-time impact. Trust is the foundation of generosity. And 4, strengthen human relationships in a technology-driven world. Technology scales, relationships sustain. When these 4 pieces come together, your organization becomes the kind of nonprofit donors want to support, not reluctantly, but enthusiastically. You become the kind of mission people feel connected to. You become the kind of team donors trust with their resources, their hopes, and their desire to change the world. And that's how you grow donations, not just in 2026, but in every year that follows. If you enjoyed this video and want more strategies to grow your income, remember to like, subscribe, and drop a comment in the comment section below. Tell me, which of these strategies are you planning to focus on this year? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and as always, I wish you the best as you strive to become fully funded. Thanks a lot. See you in the next video.